young age, my parents taught me to never give up and never to surrender. So both my parents are from European descent. My father's from Germany, my mother's from Austria. And it wasn't so much about we will have perfection in the house as it was around continual improvement. And I remember as a 5th grader, so I was 10 years old, and I had a newspaper route, and I had this really difficult customer, and I really wanted to fire the customer because they were so much a pain in my rear end. And I had my Schwinn Stingray bicycle, and I could never do anything right for this customer. And my parents told me, hey, before you fire this customer, do everything you can in your power to make it right for them. So they taught me how to take the high road. And ultimately, in the long run, what it showed me is that, you fail, you fall down, you pick yourself up, you get a little bit stronger, you dust yourself off, and you move on forward. So that one customer actually taught me a lot, that we might not get it right the first or second time, but if you actually take the high road and you do better and you give them better service, that their complaints go down, and you ultimately end up looking like the hero.
Earliest lesson in perseverance. I think back to when the company first started and we weren't making any money, we were losing a lot of money, and got to the point where we weren't sure we were going to be able to stay in business or not. And so I went to one of my partners at the time and I said, should we keep this company going or should we not, because he was going to take a second mortgage on his home. And I said, are you sure you want to do that? And he said, I would rather lose everything than go to bed wondering what would have happened if I kept the company going one more day. And it's a lesson I never forgot.
I think for me personally, I'll try to do it too quick. One was when I wanted to go to college, because I was actually the first child in our family to want to go to college. And it was during the hyperinflation times of President Carter. And so my dad told me, well, if you want to go, you better start working, because I can't help you, because the company was going through a really rough time. And so there wasn't the money to send me to school. So I went out and I worked 3 jobs and had like no social life in high school, and went ahead and applied and got accepted. And it was really nice because when I went to go graduate and President Reagan had come in and the economy had started to turn around, which meant the company turned around, then my dad was, he was happy to say, guess what, I get to help you out. But I did all the hard work, and I was going to be able to do it myself regardless of him helping. And I think that translated to when we had, the downturn in 2008 and 9. That was really hard. That was really hard culturally for our company because we had been scaling, and to be honest, we scaled a little too much, and we had too many people on the team really to support. And when we hit 2008, we had to do a layoff, and it was crushing. It was really crushing. But the team that came together after that, it was hard. It was hard because we had, we're cutting all the expenses, but we came together and we came out in 2010, we grew 53% in 1 year, and we grew past even where we were going into the recession. And I think it was a good lesson to the team around, having grit and having the perseverance and working the plan and coming out ahead in the end.
Well, the earliest was more through sports, and specifically soccer. I wasn't the best player growing up, but I'm a right-footed player, and I was determined when I was 7 to be able to hit it with both left and right leg. So I spent probably 3 months hitting the ball against the side of my parents' bedroom with the left leg. They didn't like that at all because I did it very early in the morning and after school, and after a while I was able to do that. But so perseverance, I think, through sports has been mostly the way I've learned to take losses well. You don't necessarily like to lose, but there's always going to be a next game. This is not the end. This is just a minor setback, but you carry on.